video, and I'm recording it in my car. It's kind of really rainy outside, so there's not the greatest lighting, and in my car is probably where I'm getting the most natural light, and it's kind of dark, so. Anyways, I haven't gotten too much feedback about my videos. A couple people liked them, said that they want me to keep it up, which was nice to hear. So hopefully as I continue doing these videos, I continue to get that positive reinforcement. I very much welcome feedback because I don't know how I'm doing or how many people I'm reaching or if I'm helping anybody or saying things that people don't agree with. Like, I don't know. I'm just open to feedback because it helps me do better. So the reason why I've been so absent, because my goal was to be posting 2 videos a week. I'm going through a bit of a transition right now with the end of school coming up, finals. I have my promotion at my job coming up. I'm leaving my other job, so I got a lot going on right now. But something happened this week, last week. I don't even remember when. It's been so long. But I'm adopted, and I had a really bad adoption, a very narcissistic, and when I say narcissistic, I don't mean like vain or arrogant or stuck up or self-absorbed. I mean like cruel. You would have thought this lady was a devil, and I'm saying this because when I hear narcissistic, I used to think like, vain, arrogant, like I just said. But somebody I know is very expert in the area of narcissism, and they had me watch a segment of videos about narcissism and people who have had narcissistic mothers. And oh my gosh, when I heard the things that these people were saying, I'm like, so this is why my adoptive mother is the way she is? Like, growing up, when you're a kid, you have to respond to adults because they're adults, and that's what we're taught, is when an adult tells you to do something or not to do something, you listen because they're an adult and they're superior to you. So growing up, for me, it was like, I always knew that my life was fucked up. My relationship and the way my mother treated me was fucked up, and I mean that truthfully, fucked up. But as a kid, I'm like, why? Like, why doesn't she love me? Why does one day she say she cares about me and loves me and the next day she doesn't? So, for 10, 15 years, I've always wondered why the frick she was the way she was, and why was she so abusive and mean and cruel and heartless? And now I have the answer. And so I kind of have a piece of closure in the sense that I know she's never going to change, and that has helped me a lot this last week and a half, because I had seen my adoptive brother, one of them, and I saw my real sister. My adoptive brother and I he found out where I was living and stuff like that, and he wanted my phone number, so the person I'm living with gave me his phone number to respect my privacy, and if I wanted to reach out to him, I could, because growing up, he was the tattletale, so they didn't know how my relationship was going to be with them. So I reached out to my brother, and, we decided to meet up, and I took him out for lunch, and we had a good time. And at the end of our visit, I was like, hey, if you don't mind keeping anything I told you about myself private, that would be great. But if you need to say that you saw me, then that's fine. I understand that if it makes your life easier. But anyways, later that day, I went and I saw my grandfather, and he brought my sister there. My brother brought my sister there, not knowing I was still there. And so it was like this big surprise visit, and I haven't seen my sister in a very long time. And so because I haven't seen my sister in a very long time, it was just like, it was a very exciting experience because she's my blood sister, and we've always been together, and I basically raised her before we got adopted. And so after the visit with her and my brother, well, that was at my grandpa's house, and then we decided to go to the casino and hang out and stuff like that. We were just so excited, and it was in the moment. It was such a surprise, and we just wanted to hang out, and there was nothing malicious or deceitful or anything about it. Excuse me. And my grandpa was happy. Like, it was good. It was great. But my adopted parents found out. And they freaked out. I guess. they were mad at my sister. They basically told my brother, like, that they don't want to talk to him because he was visiting me and they don't want him to have a relationship with me, and all this really effed up. I have to record like this because my camera keeps falling. But basically, so they told him that they don't want him having a relationship with me, even though he's 20 and he's an adult and can make his own decisions. And so why are you trying to control an adult? I don't understand. Anyways, like, the thing that bothers me is they got mad at my grandfather because they're like, oh, it's your fault, and they disinvited him from Easter, and it just, all this really effed up stuff, bro. Like, I keep saying it, but it's effed up, and it's like, if I was trying to come back into their lives and make their lives miserable, don't you think I would have said, yeah, tell mom and dad, tell them that I saw you, like, no, instead I was like, if you have to, but I prefer you don't. Like, I don't want to be a part of their lives. I just want to have a relationship with my sister and I guess my brother, and I didn't think that was so bad. But it's bringing up all this stuff for me. And I keep getting told that I should apologize, and if I feel remorse, I should apologize, but I shouldn't have to apologize for being a child. They want me to apologize for being a difficult child. I was a difficult child because I was 8 years old when I was adopted. I saw abuse between my parents. Like, I saw some really screwed up stuff as a 5-year-old and called the police a lot. Like, I saw messed up crap. So yes, being adopted was extremely difficult because I had a bond with my family, and my family loved me regardless of any abuse that was going on between people. They cherished me and my sister, so I grew up knowing what love is, and that's very important in a psychological aspect. Having that bond within the first year, even months of your life, is extremely crucial to avoiding the life of becoming a sociopath. So I was lucky in that sense. But I have a bond with these people, and I'm being adopted by other people who don't want me to remember my real life. And they tried to restrict me in every way, shape, and form. And the things they said that they did because they, quote, loved me are not because they love me. It's because they wanted to control me. And I can get more into the narcissism about it, but I just can't right now. Anyway, so I had to sit down with somebody, and I was like, yo, if you want an apology, like, I'll apologize to one person, and it's my adoptive dad, like, okay? And it just, I don't feel like I owe an apology. But they still blame me for everything that happened. They're still angry and hurt by something that happened when I was in college. That was 4 years ago. They don't understand why I've moved on so quickly. And I'm like, I haven't moved on quickly. It's been 4 years. How are you still angry about this? How are you still upset about me being a child? How are you still mad 4 years later? It's been 4 years. No, I haven't moved on quickly. I just decided that it wasn't worth wasting my time and being anxious and stressed and nervous over. I've grown and become an independent woman, and I've gotten myself on the right track in life, which clearly they haven't. 4 years later, and they expect me to still be hurt and remorseful and sad and mopey and failing, and no, that's not who I am. You kicked me out as soon as I turned 18 because you couldn't wait for the day, and you're going to tell me that you're hurt that I don't accept you as my parents and I'm the one that wanted to leave? No, you kicked me out. You're mad about that 4 years later? You're mad that I'm doing better 4 years later? You're mad I moved on 4 years later? This is the toxicity in families that should never have to be tolerated. Mind you, this is my adoptive family. I don't owe them anything. I don't have to consider them my family. I don't. They did a good thing by adopting me, giving me a roof, whatever, the basic needs. But the abuse that I endured was horrific. And I am so sad that I feel this way. But it has truthfully been a good experience in the sense that it has made me the strong, independent person that I am. And that is why I've moved on within 4 years, is because I'm an independent, strong-willed, very persevering person. And I've found some type of equilibrium. See, this is the platform I'm starting, is finding equilibrium. Because I have found some type of equilibrium in my life, which is why I have moved on so quickly. So it angers me extremely that I have moved on so quickly, and these two individuals are trying to make me feel bad for doing so. Well, excuse me, I have about 100 people in my life right now who say they are very proud of how far I've come. So this toxicity, I don't want people to fall into this trap and think that they have to accept this abuse and this behavior and this horribleness just because it's a, quote, family member. Hell no. Hell no. I understand if you're stuck in that situation. I was for 15 years. 15 years, maybe like 12. I was stuck in this toxic family. I get it. I could not leave. Inescapable situation. Something I wrote about on my blog post, resilienceandbalance.com. Sometimes situations are inescapable. If you're a child living with parents, inescapable. So, how do you get through that? How do you move on with that? Well, you try to abide by their rules. You try to be cordial. You try to be friendly. Make them happy. Don't do anything illegal. Don't do anything that puts you in harm's way. If your parent tells you, go rob somebody, do this drug, go sleep with this person, go kill, don't do it. Do not do it. No, even though you're a child, go. I would have rather have slept in the woods. But let me take that back. In the backyard, because we had woods in our backyard. I don't recommend doing anything unsafe. I would have rather have gone and lived with a friend. I would have rather have gone and lived in a homeless shelter than had to have dealt with the shit that my parents put me through. And that's something I don't want people to feel like they have to tolerate and all this bullshit, because you don't. You really don't. If you're in an inescapable environment, stay true to yourself. Remember who you are, your goals. Secretly set yourself up for success. When you're in school, get good grades, because good grades are going to allow you to go to college. College is going to allow you to stay at the dorms and get away from home. Get a job. Save money however you can. A relative gives you money, you save that money religiously. That's something I regret not doing. You save that money religiously, because you're going to need it. And I didn't have money when I got kicked out, and I suffer ever since then. I'm still suffering financially. Save your money. One of the biggest regrets I have. Okay? Have goals set in place for yourself. Be looking for other supports. Confide in people. There is nothing wrong with sharing your feelings with people. Absolutely nothing. And the thing that sucks is there are people in life who are gonna hurt you and who are gonna take what you have to say and use it against you. Yeah, boo-hoo, you want to be sad and say, fuck the world and I hate the world and how could this person do this to me? Cut them off. Put your feelings aside. Find someone new. Find true people, and you will know when you're getting to know somebody and reaching out to them if they have good intentions or not. If you have a bad gut feeling, turn the fuck away. Turn away. You will truthfully know in your heart of hearts if that person is worth talking to. Guidance counselors, psychologists at school, principals. You got to know these people and understand if they're really there to help or if they're just doing their job and they think they're helping, but they're not. Reach out to police officers if illegal behavior is going on. Call the hotlines that are all listed on the internet for your safety and your security. Set yourself up for success. And it is so sad that this is a reality, that kids and teenagers have to secretly set themselves up for success for the day that they can leave their parents' house. It should not be like that, and it hurts me so bad because I know what I went through and the abuse I went through, and I think that's horrible. I can only imagine what some people have gone through. The book A Child Called It? I relate so well to that book. The only thing is, my mom didn't try to kill me. She just did some really effed up shit to me. But other than that, I relate to that book to a dime. But there are still people who have gone through and are going through worse. So I hope that somebody watches this video, and this is what I want them to take from it summed up. If you have toxic family members, you do not have to consider them your family members. Just because they're your, quote, family members does not mean that they're really your family. Just like friends, people who aren't blood can be your family. I don't think just because someone's your mom or dad means that they're the best person for you and the best influence and the best person ever. And if they really are a horrible person, like my mother was, probably don't want to consider them family. Number 2, if you're in an inescapable environment, such as living with your family or living with a boyfriend or a girlfriend, and you can't really leave because you'll be homeless or this or that or whatever reason, don't tolerate physical abuse. If it happens, you gotta find a way to get out. Go to the police, go to somebody. And if you really do have to stick it out, secretly stay true to yourself. Don't let the abuse affect you. Reassure yourself inside, outside, any type of way that you are a beautiful human being. You have so much potential. You are better than this, and you just have to stick it out until you can safely get away. Never, ever let abuse control you. You can control abuse even if it's being done to you. You can control the effects of abuse by reassuring yourself of how great of a person you are. You can do better. You will do better. You have the potential to do anything that you want. And if you stay true to yourself, it doesn't matter if you become homeless. It doesn't matter if you have everything taken away from you, because you're not lost as a person and you still have your sense of self. And if you're attached to reality and you know who you are, you don't have to know it all, but you have a good idea of who you are and your goals in life. Honestly, to me, that's better than having nothing at all. Because if you're homeless and you don't know who you are, good luck trying to figure it out while you don't have a home, because that is just too much to deal with. If you're homeless and you know who you are, you probably have 20 stepping stones already right there to help you figure something out. Learn skills that will help you as well. That's number 3. Growing up as a teenager, and take school seriously. Something I did good in school, but I didn't take it seriously. Those public speaking classes, take them seriously, because you will be able to learn how to articulate yourself and write things in writing. Write things that are very strongly persuasive to your arguments. Take that math class seriously, because maybe you're actually good at math and you could go get a good job. Take science seriously. Take everything seriously, because that every time you take something seriously, it gives you that much more of a stepping stone to some type of success, whether it's temporary success or it's just a temporary relief from a bad situation. It's better than having nothing. And I cannot stress this enough. Growing up, people tried to tell me things lesser than what I'm saying, on a lesser level, not as serious things. People would try to tell me things and I wouldn't listen to them, because I'm like, I don't care. You don't know what you're talking about. Now, growing up, looking back, I've had to learn it the hard way, that when people say things, they're speaking from some type of experience. So I want my words to be taken, absorbed, comprehended, like it has to be. Because I'm telling you, and I have no reason to lie to you. I'm here to help everyone that I can. I'm speaking from experience. Never let yourself go. Never forget who you are. Know that you are better than abuse, and while you may not be able to control the abuse that's being done to you every single time, you can control the effect that it has on you by being true to yourself, knowing that that person is acting out of their own type of anger and hurt, and that you don't deserve it. You can do better, and you will do better, and you have to stay strong for yourself and only yourself. And I have learned so much this last week from this whole family situation. And I thought I was going to fall apart. And I thought I was going to have to push my promotion back. And all of this bogus stuff. And I thought it was going to really ruin me for a little while. But the other night, I sat down and I said, you know what? These people have done their damage. I am not going to let them make me relive it. I am choosing not to let them control me anymore. They had their fucked up fucking fuck fest with me already, and I'm not gonna let them do it again, because I have worked so hard to get where I am. I have worked so hard to make myself the independent lady that I am. I have worked so hard to have 2 jobs and go to school, and if I can do it, you can do it. And I want to be an inspiration for people who are trying to figure out how to do it. It's not easy. It is not easy at all. But I always tell myself, Brittany, this is who you are. Brittany, this is what you want to do in life. Brittany, these are your goals. Don't forget that it might suck right now, but you're setting yourself up for an easier time, an easier transition, easier success for the future. And you're giving yourself these stepping stones. So keep pushing, keep going. It sucks. You're tired. You haven't showered in 4 days. You haven't done your laundry in 6 days. You haven't gone grocery shopping in a week. You're eating fucking Burger King every day, but keep fucking going, because you've done so much so far. Why throw it out? Why throw the towel in? I'm 21 and I have my whole life ahead of me, and I have dealt with bullshit to the max. More shit than anyone should have ever dealt with in their life. But I'm going to keep going because I've already done so much to get myself where I am that I would be insulting myself if I didn't keep going. And that's what I have to say for this video today. It's getting pretty dark out. I wish that I had more light, but I don't. Sorry if this sounded angry. I just want people to understand the passion that I feel, and the hurt and the anger that I have. And I don't want it to control me, and I choose not to let it. So I hope that someone learned something from this video, took something from this video, got help from this. I really do. And life is not easy, and it can get really screwed up sometimes, but just keep going. And that's my advice for the day.